Ducks Takes.
Hey, Ross, much to discuss on a Monday, as always. So let's start with your biggest takeaways from week 2 of the preseason.
So I guess 3 of them, Bri. Number 1, everybody's freaking out about the new helmet rule. And I get it. I understand it. But I also pride myself on being on some level sort of the voice of reason to kind of walk you back a little bit. Deep breaths. It's okay. Just remember what I told you guys earlier. They always call these things a lot more in the preseason than they will in the regular season. I'm not going to get all worked up. I'm not going to get all hot and bothered about it until we actually see how they call it in the regular season. They do this by design to send a message, to kind of get us talking about it, to get the players aware of it. And then I think once the regular season comes, they'll dial it back and only call the most egregious examples. So don't get upset just yet. There were definitely some awful, awful examples over the weekend, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that's how they're going to call it during the regular season. I also think a couple different things about quarterbacks. Number 1, I tweeted this, at Ross Tucker NFL. It's early. And I don't want to get carried away, just like I don't want to get carried away with the helmet rule. But man, oh man, there are some really encouraging signs from these young quarterbacks. I mean, I was up in Canada. For those of you that follow my social media, you saw this. I was at Niagara Falls and then Toronto with some friends, and then stopped by the Buffalo Bills facility yesterday, which was really cool experience. Show my daughters where Daddy used to work. Really, really cool. And so, you know, I sat there and I watched every throw from Pat Mahomes, every throw from Teddy Bridgewater, every throw from Josh Allen, every throw from Josh Rosen. I'll get into the Bridgewater stuff in a second. But on these young quarterbacks, and it's early, but there are some really encouraging signs from Darnold and Mayfield and Allen and Rosen. I mean, Allen and Rosen, awesome. Mahomes obviously had some tremendous plays. So we'll see what Lamar Jackson does tonight. Even Chad Kelly. I put Chad Kelly into that category as well. So we'll see what happens tonight. But I would say with Lamar Jackson, but I would say the early returns, very encouraging. As for Teddy Bridgewater, the way he's playing now, there should be some teams with an interest in trading for him. And I tweeted this, I think, especially the Florida teams. I don't think anybody's going to trade for him now to be the starter now. But what you do is you trade for him to be an upgrade at backup, and then should the starter really poop the bed, so to speak, then it's amazing how much more comfortable I am using the word poop, Bri, now that I have kids. You know?
Absolutely.
Like, you go through a part of your life where from high school through a certain age, I would only have said S-H-I-T, the bed there, right?
Or crap.
But now,
you could have said crap.
What's that?
You could have said crap. Meet you in the
but
middle
crap
there.
the bed doesn't sound right. Crap the bed? I don't know. I guess poop the bed doesn't sound great either, but so that doesn't really make sense. But at any rate, I'm very comfortable talking about poop in my older years. So anyway, if a quarterback like Tannehill or Winston or Bortles really poops the bed, then you have Bridgewater there maybe for 4, 6, 8 games. And who knows, maybe you have a fine there. Maybe he becomes your next guy. So I think that Bridgewater, the flip side is if you're the Jets, maybe they should start him with how well he's playing. His situation is one of the biggest storylines for the next couple weeks.
Ducks Takes.
All right, anything else worth noting in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, just some of the things that jumped out to me, just going through it. I would say the young linebacker, Reggie Gilbert for the Packers, Jawan Bentley for the Patriots. Whew, both those guys look pretty good. I mentioned Mahomes. I thought the ups and downs of Mahomes were on full display versus the Falcons. I thought for the Falcons, Calvin Ridley really did some positive things. A.J. McCarron, we'll get into that in a little bit. I thought Christian McCaffrey looked awesome for the Panthers.